I'm going to start this off with a little podcast music. All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I am your host, Haley Hempy, and today we're going to talk about the significant transition that young children face, and this is moving from preschool to kindergarten. Now, this can be an exciting time, but it also can be a little intimidating for families and students. This can bring feelings of anxiety, confusion, when looking at the tasks needed to transition your child from preschool to kindergarten. This transition is a significant change for these young children. In preschool, students are used to more of a play based learning environment with a set routine. They see the same faces. But when the student is moved to kindergarten, there's going to be a more structured setting. This is going to have new rules, new expectations, and it may even have a larger group of peers. When students move from pre-K to kindergarten, they are oftentimes split up from their friends that they made in pre-K. Many times you start out in your little pre-K classroom and everyone is expanded into different schools in their assigned like local districts kind of thing. Um, this may make young children be worried about making new friends and having to go to school for a longer time during the day. Many times, even in my experience, I was only in preschool, I was only half a day. When you move to kindergarten, you're there all day. And this can make a big difference in a child's routine. So parents and teachers need to support our students and children through this transition and make their feelings heard and make them feel supported. As a parent, I've gathered some tips to help you support your child through this crucial transition. I would say the first step would be to talk about kindergarten with your child. Just kind of start bringing it up. You can ask what they're excited about, what they may be nervous about, and you could even share personal experiences from your time at school to make them feel more comfortable throughout this transition. This can make them feel like, oh, relatable things. Another way to bring up the topic of kindergarten and transition is to incorporate books. Finding books that relate to the topic of kindergarten and young children starting kindergarten can help them feel more connected. This can help them feel that their feelings are valid, and this may even bring up new discussions and questions that they may have. I think that would be to make sure another tip to make sure your child can have a comfortable transition from pre-K to kindergarten is to arrange playdates with other students. They'll be in the same kindergarten class. Now, this could be you can meet at a playground, you can have the student over. I think getting to know some of the students that will be in your kindergarten class will help benefit your child to know on their first day that they will see familiar faces, and this can reduce their anxiety and even improve their social skills. I remember when I was in pre-K and I was transitioning to kindergarten, all throughout this time, my mom would put me in lots of park and rec activities, to kind of like group activities, community programs, and these always gave me social skills and confidence to go out and make friends, get along with others. It just kind of prompted you to push yourself and get out there. Another tip that I would give parents is to visit the school. So once you decide on that school, going to visit the kindergarten. Taking your child to visit that school may help them feel more comfortable on the first day. You can take them to where their classroom's going to be, where they're going to be all day. You could take them to the playground, check out the cafeteria, just kind of all these important areas that they will be in during their days at kindergarten. I think it is also important to meet your teachers, see the staff that's around the school, so they have familiar faces when they start kindergarten and they aren't just scared by so many adults everywhere. Um, when your child is starting kindergarten, it is so, so important to establish a routine. Children, and I think most people thrive on having a routine. So, to do this, you can begin by practicing daily routines for when students wake up for kindergarten in the morning, just even like a simple morning routine. You could include wake up times. You could even do, even throughout the day, you could start doing when they eat lunch, have the same time every day they eat lunch, the same time as their quiet time. So when they transition at home from doing these schedules, they go right to doing it at kindergarten and it's an easier transition. So these quiet times you could have your child read, just kind of relax, draw. I think at home it also I think at home before school starts, you can also have them practice more independent skills like having them dress themselves in the morning, picking out their outfits. You can have them start packing up their backpack. Maybe if they need to pack a lunch, packing up a lunch. This can really help them develop that independence into the routine. I also think it's important to have like a visual schedule of their day for them to see. They're going to see it at kindergarten. Like I know many kindergarten classes I've been in, there is a schedule with everything that the students are going to be doing that day. This way they have an idea. It's when this what we do is start at home. This is what we're doing at kindergarten. It's a smooth transition. This can also help them with their concept of time. It is also important to practice basic skills when they're transitioning from that pre-K to kindergarten. This can be looking at foundation skills like letters, numbers, writing their names. There's so many you can look at. I think having flashcards or activities for your child can help them succeed. I have also seen videos on YouTube. If you look up like letter song, like letter A song, and the student can dance, they can express themselves, get creative. I think these are really interesting and cool to see. Um, you can also find things on like numbers too, and even looking on, I know there's many websites if you just type in hands-on activities for my student transitioning from pre-K to kindergarten, they can give you so many good resources that will benefit your child when they're doing this transition. I would say overall, I think the most important tip for when your child is transitioning from pre-K to kindergarten is stay positive and stay involved. When your child sees how excited you are about this transition, how you are enthusiastic, you're so excited, they can feel excited about this too. This is a big step for both parents and for this child. I think you need to always acknowledge and validate any fears they have, but always take a little positive spin on it. I know you're feeling really stressed about it, but what if like you meet your best friend today? Just kind of trying to make a little twist on it. And I do this all the time in my own life. Like I could say, for example, oh my gosh, everyone is staring at me. Like they must think I look so like I have full like hat, scarf. I'm so bundled. Everyone's probably like that crazy weirdo. Or you could make a little positive spin on it. They're staring at me because they are jealous. They're jealous because they're not bundled and warm like I am. I think even doing this in your own life, when you're acknowledging these fears they have, always do that little positive spin on it. Being involved in this process can also help your child, and you know that things are going well in the classroom. As a parent, you can communicate with your child's teachers and staff to get an insight on how your child is doing in the classroom. I think it's also important for parents to participate in school events or other activities that are going on in the school. This can make your child feel like this is a safe place. This is like a welcoming environment. My parents come, like this is a good place. And even though communicating with teachers is important, it's also very important to check in with your child because they're the ones that are doing this transition. I think asking simple questions like, how was your day? Or what did you do today in kindergarten? And this way, these questions can help you stay engaged and involved in your child's education. This is a long process when you move from kindergarten, moving on. And I know it's scary to think about right now because we're only in that pre-K to kindergarten, but making sure you start staying engaged will help you to follow through in your whole child's education. Now, this transition from preschool to kindergarten, big milestone in your child's life. But with the support, encouragement, and open communication, anything is possible. And we can help children navigate this exciting change. Well, thank you for joining me in this podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please make sure to give me full points for it. And don't forget to subscribe. Happy holidays. I gotta play the out music.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
Hang on.
Ensure you feel
Thanks for listening.